To set the tone for today's event, it is my honor to invite Dr. Depnath Palit, Principal of Durgapur Government College, to formally welcome our distinguished guests and participants. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good morning to you all. Respected Professor Sobhan Mukherjee, retired professor in Department of Botany, University of Kalyani. He is a renowned professor in the field of biodiversity, biosystematics, taxonomy, and renowned ecologist. And he's my teacher. Sir, please take my pranam on the core of my heart. And
Okay, thank
Dr.
you, Devnath.
Sir, uh, with your blessings, we'll start the program. Dr. Mohiti Banerjee Chakraborty, Head, Department of Conservation Biology, Topajit Sir, Sandeep Sir, then Rajiv Sir, Najma Ma'am, Nolok Sir, and SMS Sir, and other distinguished participant, the research scholar, and student. It's my pride privilege to share such a wonderful day, 5th June, World Environment Day. And from today morning, I have seen so many WhatsApp message, then from the social media, how to conserve our diversity, how to protect our environment. So many quotations, so many things are there. But I think we have to listen very carefully from Professor Sobhan Mukherjee, the basics of biodiversity, then plants, which is the source of everything, and the plant can protect our environment. So it's my pride privilege to share such a that means program with Sir, because he is my share basically. So being a student of Professor Sobhan Mukherjee, I'm not a direct student, but always admire him as my teacher in all aspects. My during my research, then career, and then PhD, then research evaluation of my PhD scholar, and whenever every day we have a very good contact with him, and he's my motivator and then mentor, I can say. So it's not necessary to say anything about the biodiversity, because I'm being a student of botany till today. I'm eagerly waiting to hear from Sir. So with these viewers, once again, my sincere thanks and heartfelt gratitude and pranam to respected Sir, and my sincere thanks to the organizing department for organizing such a wonderful seminar on the very important day, that is the 5th June World Environment Day. With these viewers, over to the host of this program. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful words and warm welcome. Your encouragement and support always inspire us to contribute toward environmental sustainability. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Rajiv Biswas, Assistant Professor of Conservation Biology, to introduce our first esteemed speaker, Professor Dr. Shobhan Kumar Mukherjee. Over to you, sir.
morning, everybody. Thank Rajiv and Devnath for your brief introduction. Actually, I am the taxonomist. I shall say mainly based on the Indian taxonomy, Indian angiosperms. And today, the World Biodiversity Day, I shall say there is a special speaker, Dr. Nilanjan Das. He will actually the ecologist, and he will say about the details about the ecology portion of the Biodiversity Day from Yonghee University, Seoul, Republic of Korea. And now I am presenting our uh, topic. I am visible in my first slide is visible. First slide visible. Oh, okay.
স্যার আপনি পাওয়ার পয়েন্টটাতেই হ্যাঁ এবার স্যার দেখা যাচ্ছে
দেখা যাচ্ছে? হ্যাঁ, ঠিক আছে।
হ্যাঁ স্যার আপনি ওই স্লাইড শোতে চলে যান, স্লাইড শো মোড করে দিন।
স্লাইড শো দাঁড়ান।
নিচে আছে স্যার, নিচের দিকে আছে স্যার, দেখুন ওই একদম রাইট সাইড কর্নারে আরেকটু যান, আরেকটু তারপরেরটা, এরপরেরটা, হ্যাঁ এটা ক্লিক করুন স্যার। হ্যাঁ স্যার পুরোটা দেখা যাচ্ছে এবারে।
এটা প্রেজেন্ট হয়েছে?
হ্যাঁ
দেখা যাচ্ছে?
হ্যাঁ ফার্স্ট স্লাইড দেখা যাচ্ছে। এবার আপনি ওই যেমন যেমন স্লাইড সরাবেন আমরা দেখতে পাবো।
ঠিক আছে।
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
My topic is mainly on the biodiversity and present diversity in Indian flora, mainly on angiosperm. The World Environment Day, we know the 5th June is the World Environment Day, and in this year the main theme is the ending of plastic pollution. Say no to plastic. This is the main theme in this year. And the ending plastic, we know what is the bad effects of plastic pollution, and there are many effects of human body as well as the total living body, including plants and animals, and all are affected by the plastic pollution. And so we are interested to call about solution to address the widespread environmental impact on plastic waste. The aim to encouraging individuals, organizations, industries, and governments to adopt sustainable practice to manage plastic waste to the planet. This is the main theme. Ending of plastic, and the focus is addressing the global issue on plastic pollution, its impact on ecosystem and human health, and finding solution for eliminating the plastic waste. And in this year, the host country, the Republic of Korea, and there is a speaker from this country. He will speak details about the plastic pollution, and the main action is encouraging to collective action to tackle the plastic pollution through sustainable practice and systematic change. We know the plastic is very harmful for the all living system. And why? These are leaching into water we drink, into the food we eat, and our bodies. While the plastic pollution is the major concern, it is also one of the most flexible of today's environmental challenge, with some obvious solution at hand. we know the effect of plastic pollution one is the climate change, the main effect of climate change, nature, land, biodiversity loss, and pollution and waste. And total globally, an estimate 11 million tons of plastic waste leak into the aquatic system. And ultimately, the microplastics goes to plants and human body also. These are the climate change. We know the climate change, including the human, it affects on the human impacts, health impacts, agricultural impacts, forest impacts, water resources impacts on coastal areas and natural areas. These are the main effects of pollution. And ultimately, the pollution will also help our human health also, the change of human health. These are the diseases affected by the pollution, the malaria, respiratory disease, cholera, anxiety, malnutrition, heart stress, and everything is depend on the pollution. These are all the diseases we are suffering. And what is plastic pollution? Plastic pollution, where we get the plastic pollution. It has been recorded that plastic pollution started from mountain Himalaya, which is about 29,000 feet above the sea level, and depth of Mariana Trench in Pacific Ocean. The depth of Mariana Trench is 30 feet. So we are observing that from deep sea to Mount Everest, all are affected by the plastic. Why the plastic pollution is such problem? Mainly in ecosystem, and microplastic have been found in the human body. And due to this leaching, the human also affected by different type of diseases, which I have already shown. What is the world doing about the plastic pollution? Nations are now negotiating a global treaty to end the plastic pollution. How can the world tackle the plastic pollution? These are the main points for tackling the plastic pollution: reducing our dependence on single use of plastic, and redesigning the plastic pollution so they are last longer. These 3 or 4 is main important. Preventing plastic waste into the environment is the main important, and the last and the foremost important is the finding of alternatives to plastic in a range of products. That means paper, wood, these can be used alternative to plastic. These are the effects of biodiversity. First of all, I saw what is biodiversity. The term used from the Greek and Latin word. Bio means such life, and diversity means such a variety. So the biodiversity is the variety of life in the earth and the essential interdependence of all living things. This is the main theme of biodiversity. Biodiversity, it is also biodiversity can be spelled as the totality of genes, species, ecosystem. The term was initially according to WRI, World Resource Institution, different organization has defined the biodiversity in different. Just I am saying only one or two. Biodiversity is a variety of world's organisms, including their genetic diversity and assemble they form. This is according to WRI and UNCED, the diversity of species between the species and the ecosystem. These are the, according to different author, define the biodiversity differently. What are the level of biodiversity? There are different biodiversity level. One is genetic diversity, the total genetic information contained in the genes of all the species. All the species, total genetic information is known as genetic diversity. Species diversity is the variety of species refers to the number of species and the number of individuals in the region. This is the species diversity. And ecosystem diversity, the variety of habitats in natural community and the ecological process. These are mainly the aquatic ecosystem and terrestrial ecosystem. Out of these three diversity, the species diversity is most important. Importance of biodiversity at a glance. Mainly, these are the importance. Humans are dependent on biodiversity for their sustainable health and food. Food, we rely on biodiversity to provide us with a large and variety of food sources. Now the different types of foods we acquired from the nature, and from these are variable from country to country. And the health, humanity derives many of its medicines from biodiversity. We are dependent on medicine, on plant products also. Also, the synthetic products can be used alternative to plant products, but these are all the side effects. So, most of the people throughout the world dependent on the plant medicine. Goods, various things like timber, paper, rubber, honey, pearl, etc. are derived from the biodiversity. Other importance of biodiversity. There are many other importance um, of biodiversity. These are the effects. Biodiversity, hidden treasure, enriches all of our life. Mainly the photosynthesis reduce the rainforest forms, contribute to natural water purification, biodiversity preserve ecosystem, and biodiversity for the balance of nature. These are the other importance in addition to other value of biodiversity. There are three main value. One is recreation, second is inspiration, third is escape. Recreation, that means recreation activities like wildlife tourism, trekking, nature photography, bird watching rely on the benefit from the biodiversity. And next is inspiration. And escape biodiversity potential on the hustle and bustle everyday life. If we if we boring in our life, we can go to any park or any natural park, any biosphere reserve, which mental peace for human body. Threats to biodiversity. Natural causes. There are two types of main causes of biodiversity threats: natural causes and anthropogenic causes. These two are the main threats to biodiversity: habitat loss and fragmentation, the competition from the invasive species. We know that there are many invasive species in our flora, as far as lantana, parthenium. These all are invasive species. They are these invasive species. They are dominant over the indigenous species. So the forestry balance totally disbalanced in nature. Pollution, global climate change, desertification. That means gradually formation of desert. The land area, cultivated land converted into a desert land. These desertification, these are the main threats to biodiversity. Population growth and overconsumption, unstable ecosystem, next of threats to biodiversity. one of the resources. That means if we collect the medicinal from Himalayan region, some of the plants from the Himalayan region are endangered due to overcollection. So the over exploitation of the resources may harmful to human society also. Construction of large dam. And before construction of dam, the environmentalist gives some opinion regarding the construction of dams. Commercial hunting and poaching also causes the threats. Preservation of biodiversity. Preservation of biodiversity, national strategy for conservation of biodiversity, natural heritage trust, wildlife reservoir, national park, etc., flora and fauna guarantee act, endangered species program, quarantine, education, and breeding program. These are the preservation technique for the scientific role of biodiversity at a genetic resources, biotechnology, and genetic engineering use the genes of the organism to make new crops and medicine. This is the most important. There are the many new medicine have been developing by the scientists for the new generation diseases. Each species can give scientific some clues how life evolved and will continue to evolve. Impact loss of biodiversity. Main achieve ecological imbalance, reduce the source of food, structural material, medicine, genetic resources, cost in increased society. Now, as a taxonomist, I say some about first position of India. I say few portion of my lecture. We know that India is one of the dominant country because it contains the different types of flora. Why this contain the large varieties of climate, topography and soil and various other factors are responsible for production of large number of plants in Indian continent. And India is recognized as the 7th largest country in the world and 2nd largest in Asia after China. And it is estimated about 47,513 species of plants occur in India, which represents about 11.4% of the known plant species of the world. You know, India is also know the India has 17 megadiversity. Out of 17 megadiversity countries, India is one, and it has about 18,664 species. And this number I have been taken from World Development Indicator in 2004, 18,664. But according to 2015, I have seen in the paper published by Singh and Das in 2017, the number is only 18,386, which is lesser than the number which have already been published by the World Development Indicator. The angiosperm species distributed about 315 families and 4,000 genera, according to Singh. And India, the previous about 28% angiosperm plants occurred in India are endemic in our country. And these are diversity distributed endemic families are distributed in 4 biodiversity hotspot areas. India is the 7th largest country of the world, after Russia, Canada, China, USA, Brazil, Australia, and India. India has 2.4% total land mass of the world and about 11% of the process diversity, and one of the 18 diversity centers, and shares 4 of the 34 global hotspots biodiversity. These are according to different authors. but the flora of British India published by Hooker, and during his writing, he mentioned in his book, according to Hooker, Indian flora is more varied than that of any other country equal area in the Eastern Hemisphere, if not the globe. This statement has been given by the Hooker in 1904, and this is very important for Indian flora. We know, just I am showing some interesting features of Indian angiosperm, Indian taxonomy. They are the extinct angiosperms. These are in wild condition. Wild condition, these are mainly found in the eastern India. Eastern India, some of the species, these are the found, these are the extinct already, these are not available in our locality, but previously it has been reported by the scientists. And I am showing this list also because is the Orchidaceae genus found in previously found in Meghalaya, and on that basis the name has been given. We know what is monotypic family. Monotypic family, that means the family having only one genus, and out of one genus, but the one genus, the number of species may be variable, but there are the 33 families are in India. These are monotypic, and one of the important is tetrasynthesis. This is the vesselless angiosperm, only vesselless angiosperm in India. This is the vesselless angiosperm tetrasynthesis, and these are the primitive family. Valuable 50% tree species are highly valuable timber. Cold desert taxa, these are the peculiar characteristic features. And if I say some characteristic features, it will take more time. And I will show some curious plants of India. One of the curious plants
Excuse
is
me, sir.
hello.
Sir, can you please shift the taskbar at the to the bottom of the page? It's coming in between the letters actually. That is sharing screen one. Stop sharing one, the taskbar.
These are not available.
স্যার আপনার স্লাইডের উপরে দেখুন ওই ইউ আর শেয়ারিং ইওর এন্টায়ার স্ক্রিন বলে একটা আসছে না,
হ্যাঁ, এটা স্টপ শেয়ারিং।
এটা স্টপ শেয়ারিং করলে আপনি কেটে যাবেন, আপনি ওটাকে নিচে নামিয়ে ধরে ধরে নিচে নামিয়ে দিন, নিচে নামিয়ে দিন বা সরিয়ে দিন একটু, নিচে নামিয়ে দিন। হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
ও হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ,
ঠিক আছে।
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার।
ঠিক আছে, হ্যাঁ, না আমি বুঝতে পারছিলাম না ওটা কি করব। ঠিক আছে, থ্যাংক ইউ। At the curious plant, I shall show some photographs and the curious plant. You know the Sapphire Himalaya. This is the largest flower in India. We shall show some features about the Sapphire Himalaya in later portion of my topic. Insectivorous plant families. There are the many families in insectivorous. We know the Lentivirus is the largest, having 36 species, Droseraceae and Nepenthes. We know the Nepenthes. This family shows the disjunct distribution throughout the world. One taxa found in India, one taxa in Sri Lanka, and other taxa and few taxa on Madagascar, and also shows the disjunct type of distribution. The different taxa have been reported from different widely separated regions of the world. And the parasitic families, they are the Oromanthesi, the largest family, Loranthesi, Cascutaceae, etc. The aquatic angiosperm, 2% of the flowering plants of the world have been reported in Indian continent, and some of the aquatic plants, probably you don't know the name of the Protostomaceae. The Podostemisi is the largest aquatic plant, and most of the genera, but most of the taxa endemic in India. Out of 24 species, 18 species endemic in India, and most of the species found in South India. Only 1 or 2 species found in Meghalaya and Tripura. And this is the entirely aquatic family, and the family sometimes shows uh, algae-like structure, sometimes fungi-like structure, sometimes lichen-like structure, sometimes bryophyte-like structure. And these, if you show the different plants of Podostemisi, they're structurally different, all the different types. These are the other aquatic families in India. So the ecosystem diversity in Indian ecosystem diversity, there are the four type of diversity. First, forest ecosystem, grassland ecosystem, wetland ecosystem, coastal and marine ecosystem, and desert and hot or cold ecosystem. Forest ecosystem, the forest ecosystem, this is the 23.57% of the Indian geographical area. They are the forest ecosystem. And grassland ecosystem, this is the 3.9% of the total geographical area, and these are the some of the grasses names of, you know, some grasses name. Wetland ecosystem, this is the 4.1 million hectare area, and the Ramsar site. We know the Ramsar site, 89 Ramsar site found in 2025, and out of 89, India has only few Ramsar site. Tamil Nadu has only 20 Ramsar site, 2 in West Bengal. These are the 89 Ramsar site. Coastal and marine ecosystem, this is the 14% geographical area of India occupied by mangrove vegetation, including grassland and seaweeds. And the desert ecosystem, there are the two types of desert ecosystem. One is hot desert. We know mostly the hot desert, but there is another desert area, it's cold desert. It is mainly found in Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, in higher altitude. And the hot desert system in Rajasthan, Gujarat, Punjab, Haryana, these are the ecosystem. We know the mega diversity country, which is the mega, we know most of them know the mega diversity. Which is mega diversity country? The mega diversity country has two main characteristic features, three main characteristic features. It has large number of endemic genera and species and family, and at least the region has at least 5,000 endemic species and must have modern marine ecosystem. These are the two main characteristic features of the mega diversity countries. India satisfied all these, that's why it is under. And out of 17 megadiversity country, previously India is 11th position, but now it is 10th megadiversity country. First megadiversity country, Brazil, containing 50,000 species, 56,000 species, Colombia, China, Indonesia, and 11th previously in 11th position, but now in 10th position due to presence of 18,164 species. Megadiversity country, we know the 17 megadiversity country found throughout the world, but in 2022, the number of megadiversity country has been increased, and the new three megadiversity countries are Bolivia, Ethiopia, and Guatemala. Previous 17, and these three new, Bolivia, Ethiopia, and Guatemala, there is 20 megadiversity countries now existing throughout the world. Global strategy of 16 targets in the 5 broad goals under plant diversity, conservation of plant diversity, using the plant diversity sustainable promotion, education, awareness of plant diversity, and building capacity of conservation. And there is a Biodiversity Act in 2002, Wildlife Act. It was constructed in 2002, but it was amended. The Biodiversity Act was amended in 2023. And what is the important? What are the new importance of revision of Biodiversity Act? Simplifying IPR process, facilitating research and development, encouraging medicinal plant, benefit sharing. Benefit sharing, that means in one tribal people share some medicinal plant. It was reported by modern taxonomist or modern scientist. If they acquire some money, they will share some money to the indigenous people. This is benefit sharing. State biodiversity boards, biodiversity management committee, and enhanced conservation. These are the main priority of. There are in global organization, there are many organizations throughout the globe. These are the main organization control the biodiversity. Now, one is important is IUCN. We know the International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, SSC. SSC is not School Service Commission. This is a Species Survival Commission, the development of species in different area. WCMC, World Conservation of Monitoring Center, TBD, of biological diversity. These are the main topic deals with the biodiversity conservation. MM and B program, Man and Biosphere, WWF, Worldwide Fund for Nature, CITES. It is very important. CITES, Convention of International Trade of Endangered Species of Wild Flora and Fauna. This is main important for controlling international trade, because many plants are endangered in Himalayan region, though these trade controlled by the monitoring committee. And the traffic with the trade record analysis of fauna and flora in commerce. We know the IUCN is the main center for controlling all the global biodiversity act, and IUCN, the main center is Switzerland, Gland, and ICN, this organization has 1,400 members from 160 countries, and including government agencies and NGO. ICN also within the ICN committee, there is over 70,000 experts in ICN, which control the biodiversity. Biodiversity hotspot. Next, I'm coming to biodiversity hotspot. Biodiversity, what is hotspot? Hotspot, we know the term hotspot, most of the students, and by the hotspot, it contains at least 1,500 endemic species. It must have 1,500 endemic species, and 70% of the habitat has been lost. These are these two criteria for hotspot control. There are 25 hotspots contain 44% plant species and 1.4% all land area. These are the hotspots. Initially, there was a 25 hotspot. Initially adopted 25 initial. First time the World Authority declared 25 hotspots, and within 25 the 3 hotspots in India: the Western Ghats and Sri Lanka, Indo-Burma hotspot, and Sundaland. The last one is, it was declared after 9 more hotspots declared in 2005, and out of 2005, and within these 35 hotspots there is the Himalayan hotspot region. The total hotspot, these are the original 25 previous hotspots and 9 total 35 hotspot area. These are the hotspot area in India: Himalaya, Durgapur, Western Ghats, Sri Lanka, and Sundaland. The richest out of these four, the richest is Sundaland, second richest is Durgapur, third richest Himalaya, and fourth least Western Ghats and Sri Lanka. Biodiversity hotspot in Himalaya, the number of species 10,000 endemic species, and these are the in the Burma, in the Burma, 13,500 species. In Sundaland, 25,000 species. And I'm only saying about the total number of species. These are the other characteristic features of the different category. And Western Ghats and Sri Lanka only contain 5,916 species. We know the term hottest hotspot. In 2024, throughout the world, there are 18 hottest hotspots. And this term was introduced by Nair, was the director, previously director of Botany Survey of India, who has coined the endemic species only 0.2% of the global total and more than 70% of the habitat already lost. And the hottest hotspots area in India: Agastyamalai Hills, Kerala, Tamil Nadu; Diang Dibang Valley, Arunachal Pradesh; and Nokrek Ridges in Meghalaya. These are the 3 hottest hotspots in India out of 8 hottest hotspots in India. Now, saying the biodiversity, there are the different types of plant materials: virus, bacteria, lichen, algae, fungi, bryophyte, epiphyte, conifer, angiosperm. Total number of throughout the world is 4,48,000, and India containing 46,000. These are the different statistical features of different regions. Conservation, in situ conservation and ex situ conservation. In situ conservation, there are 10 categories of in situ conservation, and conservation in natural habitat. And out of these 10, the 4 is important: national park, wildlife sanctuary, biosphere reserve, and world heritage site. These 4 are important. Other are also in the screen. These are the natural in situ conservation area. Ex situ conservation: seed bank, gene bank, cryopreservation, the preservation of plant products in minus 194 degrees centigrade in liquid nitrogen. Botanic garden, zoological garden, aquaria. These are the ex situ conservation area. Now I am going to biosphere reserves. In 2022, there are 738 biosphere reserves in 134 countries. Out of these 738, India has only 18 biosphere reserves. And these are the biosphere 18 biosphere reserve, national park 106, and wildlife sanctuary 573. These are the statistics in 2025. Biosphere reserve, national park, and wildlife sanctuary. What are the main differences? There are the many differences are there. I am showing some main differences of this biosphere reserve, national park, and wildlife sanctuaries. Biosphere reserves, it is mainly controlled by controlled by national board, national organization, and it has buffer zone. And no human activities. Human activities also are permitted in buffer zone, and no human activities will be permitted inside the national park, and tourism may be permitted in the buffer zone. And wildlife sanctuary, there is indigenous people can activity can be permitted in the inside the area, and this is controlled by the national government. The national park controlled by the national and state government, and conservator of forest and others, they are controlled by the competent authority, and this is controlled by Wildlife Protection Act, and mainly Man and Biosphere Program UNESCO. It is controlled by Biosphere Reserve. These are the basic differences of these three. Biosphere reserves, there are 18 biosphere reserves. The first biosphere reserve was constructed in Nilgiri Biosphere. This is the first biosphere reserve. It was established in 1986, and the first biosphere reserve, Nilgiri Biosphere, and the second biosphere reserve, Nanda Devi, 1988, Nokrek, and these are the second biosphere reserves. And last biosphere reserves, these are the 17 biosphere reserves, and the last biosphere reserve was created in 2011 in Madhya Pradesh, part of Panna. It is known as Panna Biosphere Reserve in Chhattisgarh districts in Madhya Pradesh. And this is the last biosphere reserve in India. The last biosphere reserves in Madhya Pradesh. These are the other biosphere reserves. Nanda Devi, Nokrek. These are the first biosphere reserves, and last is Panna. National Park. National Park, it is a national park established in the first national park was established in 1936, and it was known as Haile National Park, but it is now known as Jim Corbett National Park. This was established in 1936, and there are 106 national parks in 2025. There are 106 national parks, and India national park, West Bengal, there are the national parks, only 6 national parks. These are the other 20 national number of national parks. In national parks in West Bengal, there are only 6 national parks: Gurumara National Park, Sundarban National Park, Narra Valley National Park, Cholapara National Park, Singalila National Park, and Boxa Tiger Reserve National Park. These are the 6 national parks existing in West Bengal. And they are the wildlife sanctuary. In 2025, the number of wildlife sanctuary 573. Out of these, West Bengal has only 15 wildlife sanctuary. West Bengal 15 wildlife sanctuary, and these are the 15 wildlife sanctuaries in West Bengal. 15 wildlife sanctuaries found in West Bengal. National Mangrove Committee established, and recommendation of Mangrove Committee by, and these are the National Mangrove Committee suggest the mangrove areas for conservation. These are recommended for areas for committee in different mangrove area of West in India. World Heritage Site. This is another important site for conservation. World Heritage Site. In 2024, there are 1,223 World Heritage Sites across the 196 countries. Out of 196 countries, 1,223 World Heritage Sites, India has only 43 heritage sites, 43 World Heritage Sites in India now, and out of 43, 35 cultural type, 7 is natural type, and 1 is mixed type. This is uh, Kaziranga National Park, Kanchenjunga National Park. This is the mixed type. There are 43 World Heritage Sites now present in Indian continent in total. International Organization for Biodiversity Conservation, there are the 5 main components. One is IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Natural Resources, main head office in Switzerland. Species Survival Commission, SSC, Species Survival Committee. Its conservation, the main object is the conservation of species in the country. Conservation of species and conservation action recognized by the SSC. There are the other main goals of SSC. There are the main object is conservation of species. Along with these are the other importance of SSC. Convention on International Trade of Endangered Species, CITES, is the another part of conservation. CITES, the Convention of International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Flora and Fauna. The CITES and SSC, they are the cooperation with each other and control the biodiversity of the world. CITES, in each country, the CITES has 3 appendices. Appendix 1, it is mainly control the threatened plant, already threatened. These plants are listed in Appendix 1, and those plants becoming threatened, it will be included in Appendix 2, and the species which require watching, these should be included in Appendix 3. There are the 3 appendix. In India, the 3 appendix have different types of plants. In Appendix 1, there are only 6 plants. These are the 3 plants: Susuria costa, Cycas, Nepenthes cassiana, Vanda cerurea, Papaviridae, orchids. These are the orchids. These are the category of Appendix 1. These are the plants belonging to India. In Appendix 2, there are many plants. Now I'm showing the name of the articles. And third is only there should be watch for this should be Nita montanum, Podocarpus, and like this representing having 7 types. Fourth is the trade record analysis of fauna and flora in commerce. Traffic, simply known as traffic. Trade record analysis of fauna and flora in commerce. The traffic is the body that monitoring the volume of trade of endangered species. Endangered species গুলোকে control করে কিভাবে করে। Fifth is Convention of Biological Diversity, CBD. CBD Convention of Biological Diversity. The meeting, it was held in Rio de Janeiro, 1994, and there are about 133 countries, and it has been CBD. It has been modified in different times of time. The Worldwide Fund for Nature, WWF. The Worldwide Fund for Nature is the most publicized conservation organization with the center along with the country. There is one in India, WWF India, and it is controlled the plants of India. And next is committee is World Conservation Center. WCMC, Monitoring Center, in the main head office is Cambridge, UK, and this is mainly controls the wild flora and fauna throughout the country. Now I am showing the some endemics in India and the percentage of endemics. Endemics, they are the Himalayan family. They are the two main regions. After Himalayan family, the Barbados is having the large number of endemic taxa. Similarly, in peninsular India, the Melastomus is highest, having the number of, these are the 40 insectivorous plants, saprophytic plant, primitive plants. Primitive plants, these are mainly found in the northeast India, and that's why Taxonomy coined the eastern part of India as the cradle of angiosperm phylogeny. And most of the primitive plants are found in eastern India. In the phytogeographical regions, according to the latest phytogeographical region by Balakrishnan, N.P. Balakrishnan, the scientist of BSI, he has divided the according to previously they are there by D. Chatterjee, Clark, Mukherjee, but the latest classification of phytogeographical regions, 11 phytogeographical regions. These are the 11 phytogeographical regions which contributes to 2% of the area. Okay. These are the 11 phytogeographical regions. Phytodiversity Center of India. Total number of species in different categories: algae, fungi, lichen, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, angiosperm. There is the approximate number of species in Indian continent. The endemic center, we know the endemism. Endemism, that the taxa restricted in particular region. These are the taxa is termed as endemic, and the phenomenon is termed as endemism. And there, India, there are three major centers of endemic center: Eastern Himalaya, Western Himalaya, and Western Ghats. The number of species in each region. Threatened status of vascular plague in India and the world. Threatened species in the world in 2003, the extinct, endangered, vulnerable, rare, intermediate. These are the number of in relation to world. We know Vavilov shown that cultivated plants origin in eight center. These are the 8 center the cultivated plant originated, and these are the center of origin mainly in the tropical region, cultivated origin, and important crop originated in India. India, key cultivated plant, some of the plants, cultivated plants are originated in India. Cereals, Oryza sativa. These are the brassica, oilseeds, brassica. It has been also originated in India. These are there are many plants. Biodiversity conservation action strategy, preparation of database, in situ, ex situ conservation, sustainable utilization, indigenous knowledge involving the beneficiary and people's participation. These are the and Mukherjee published the Flora of British India in 7 volumes, and the number of taxa in 14,312 species, and from British India. This is the estimation of British India. These are the number of taxa from number of family, genera, species. These are the estimation of flora of British India by 18,072 to 18,097. India, BSI has published 3 volumes of checklist of foreign plants in India in 2021. These are the number of genera, family, according to BSI checklist by BSI in 2021. the number of genera, species, etc. And these are in relation to world, the number of species, the number of recorded in the world, number of genera world in India, number of genera, Pteridophyte, Bryophyte, algae, lichen, fungi, etc. Now total, there are in India the number of total species is 47,000. হ্যাঁ রিজু, আমি আমি প্রেজেন্টেশন করছি না। হ্যাঁ আমি প্রেজেন্টেশন করছি এখন। হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে, ঠিক আছে। হ্যাঁ না 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 ঠিক আছে, আমি পরে কথা বলছি। Sorry for the interruption. These are the name of some the pteridophyte. Total at present more than 47,000 species in different groups of plants. Plant diversity at present, the plant diversity in India, the number of species in the world in relation. Endemism, the number of endemic taxa. I am showing just the number of taxa. Endemism, India, angiosperm, 18,000 endemic out of 2,984 genera and 75 gymnosperm. These are the taxa endemic in Indian flora. According to Botanical Survey of India 2022, these are the estimation of different groups of plants in Indian continent. 10 dominant families in India. First is Poaceae and second is Fabaceae. And number of taxa in different categories in different. The prolific genera in India, the dicotyledon, the largest genus is Impatiens, belonging to Balsaminaceae, having single genus having 2,235 species, whereas among the monocotyledon largest is Carex, containing 117 species. This is Dendrobium belonging to Orchidaceae. It is, we know that most of the neighboring country has published their flora many years back. Flora of Bangladesh has already been published. Revised flora of Bangladesh, flora of Ceylon published, flora of Pakistan has already been published. But flora of India has now waiting for publication. This is the present position of Indian flora, publication of Indian flora. In the Botanical Survey of India has decided to publish the flora of India, revised flora into 32 volume. Out of 32 volume, only 12 volume has been published, and the more volume will be published within 25. But probably this is not yet completed. This is the condition of Indian flora, and the pteridophytic flora also published in 3 volumes, apart from the other 32 volumes. Now I am showing the first volume. First volume contains primitive family Rancoaceae, and I am showing another flora of India, volume 12 and 13, because I am mainly working on Asteraceae, Cypselon Asteraceae, and more than 7 students worked on Asteraceae and got PhD. That's I am showing this volume 12 and 13 Asteraceae. And the last will be published in out of 32, the volume 31, 32, containing the Cyperaceae and Gramine. It will be published. I don't know whether it will be published. It is now proceeding. And now I'm showing some eminent Indian books. The Hortus Malabaricus is the first book on Indian plants, published in 1678 to 1693 in 12 volume. The Flora of British India, 1817 to 1911. and published in 7 volumes, Flora British India. The species Plantarum, we know it is published by the Linnaeus in Stockholm in 2 volumes in 1953. And now this is the cover page of Flora of India. The Flora of India is the cover page of volume 1, and all the volumes are more or less similar. Now the I'm showing some few words about medicinal plant. This is the medicinal plant in different area. There are the Indian system of medicine. Indian system of medicine. There are 6 Indian system of medicine. These are the Indian system of medicine. Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, Homeopathy, Folk, and Swarika. And all is the first letter of all the system known as Ayush. Ayush, these are the first letter of each, and each system has number of botanical names. These are the number of botanical names in each system. Homeopathy, 460 botanical names, and Swarika, these are the different botanical names in different system. Ayush, I have already told that Ayush, the abbreviation of Ayush in different Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, and Homeopathy. Ayush, and it was established in 1995, in 2003, and now the Ayush Institute founded in 2014 and 1991. They are the medicinal and aromatic literature, ancient literature, Rigved Samhita, and it deals about 67 medicinal plants. Atharva Ved 200, Yajurved 81, Charak Samhita 341 plants, and Shashuk Samhita 395. And all the medicinal plants produce the different types of alkaloids, the secondary products. And until 1970, there are 4,000 alkaloids have been collected by the different parts of the world, but it will be 27,000 in 2025, and out of 27,000, 21 alkaloids from the plant origin. These are the sound. Just I am saying only one word in each diagram. This is the Robert Kidd, know the Botanic Garden, established in 1987. The Flora British India by George King, established by the Royal Superintendent, honorary director. And these two, the Janaki Amol, he is the first appointed as the officer after the activity of BSI is going to meet, and he was appointed as the officer of special appointment in 1952, and he revised the Botanical Survey of India, and she is known as the ethnobotany, mother of Indian ethnobotany. He is known as the mother of Indian ethnobotany by J.K. Janaki Amal. Similarly, Dr. S.K. Jain, he was known as the father of Indian ethnobotany. He established the Institute of Ethnobotany in Lucknow. The Indian trade with 96 medicinal plant species have been conjured and ticked, and this is the first exported Kalyani. These are the second opium. These are the export amount of different countries. Just I shall show only 3 plants because these plants are very important for the present time. We are suffering from diabetes and this stevia rhabdoidiana. This plant is unique type of plant. This compound produce rebounding. This plant produce stereoside or ribidoside or stevia, and this compound is 300 times sweeter than sucrose and 1/5 lesser than saccharin, and nothing is known so far its side effect. So this can be used for diabetic patient as a sugar-free plant. But in present day, the marketed by the synthetic products have been collected by the different pharmaceuticals company. You know the Ginua, another compound Ginua sylvestris gurma. It is also used for diabetes or like that. And another very commonly plant available in your roadside. This is Phyllanthus amarus. These compounds contain different types of compound and with phyllanthine and etc. These are used reducing the SGOT of the liver. That means it is used in jaundice. This is available in our locality. And West Bengal Medicinal Plant Board has recommended 37 plants out of 32 medicinal plants and 5 aromatic plants for the cultivation in West Bengal. Just some peculiar plants in India. This is the largest plant, largest leaf, Raphia farinifera. Leaf is 60 foot long. This is the Raphia palmi. This is the widely we know most of the plants. This is a commonly distributed plant called the Sanadon dactyla, and this is the smallest flowering plants of the world. It is the Ulpia punctata and Ulpia microscopica. This is also found in India. This is the free-living smallest plant. And this previously I told the Saplia himalayana. This is we know the Rafflesia arnoldi rafflesiaceae. This is the largest flower of the world. But Indian perspective, the largest flower is Saplia himalayana. It is 15 to 30 centimeter wide in across. And now I am showing the highest altitudinal record of the plant of the world. It has been also recorded from India, Western Himalaya. This plant as a Cristalla himalayensis. It has been cruciferi. It has been recorded from Mount Kamet, Western Himalaya, and this plant was created by documented by N.B. Joyle in 1955. These are the highest altitudinal plants of the world. And another highest altitudinal plants, moss, belong to the previous plant has been recorded from Western Himalaya, but it is from Eastern Himalaya, now 6,000 meters. Above Amstomia julacea moss. We know the largest herb of the earth is Muja. This is the largest herb of the world. This is a mollusc parasitic plant. Previously, I have shown the mollusc tree-living plant of the world. This is the mollusc parasitic plant, Arcetium lawrenceii. This plant has been recorded from Western Himalaya, and it has been collected from Pinus plant. Largest, this is the largest fruit arthropods, and this is most of the students of botany know. This is the double coconut endemic to Sicily, and weight is about the seed weight about 25 kilogram. It has been also cultivated in botanical survey of India, Victoria amazonica and Victoria cruziana. 2 species are there. This is the largest leaf and the largest inflorescence in India. Also has been recorded in California, the largest inflorescence. Canopy covering greatest area. Many of you know the Indian Botanic Garden, the main circumference is 1,600 roots crop roots rising from the plant. In future, in our hands, protected by behaving responsibility, save our earth. These are the conservation life is important for us, for new generation. The biodiversity should be controlled. I'm thankful to the author, Mukherjee sir, and Durgapur Government College. I am the principal and the other members of the college, IQ member also, for inviting me in this occasion. Without the plant, there is no life. Plants satisfy every want and need of man: food, clothes, shelter, tools, medicine, diet, etc. Thank you all. This is all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for sharing your invaluable knowledge and perspectives. Now we invite our participants to share their thoughts and ask questions related to the topic. Feel free to use the chat box or unmute yourselves to engage in these discussions. Please ask if any question is there.
Sir, thank you so much for this vivid presentation. We are actually enriched from your knowledge. Sir, I have just one query.
Yes, sir.
You have used the term curious species somewhere in your slide.
Curious.
Curious species. Can you shed some light on this?
Curious species, this is very interesting species. This plant shows peculiar type of habit or peculiar locality, or these are termed as curious species. As for example, Nepenthes khasiana, this is curious species. It is only found in Khasi Hills, and the characteristics of the plant is different type. These are not in everywhere of the country, and everywhere this is the rare species, and each plant species shows peculiar type of habit. These are called curious species.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Anything more? কেউ কিছু জিজ্ঞেস করলে করতে পারো, যেটুকু জানি।
স্যার বলছে আমার একটা কোশ্চেন আছে যে আপনি বললেন যে ওই ইন্ডিয়ান মেডিসিন সিস্টেমের 6টা ভাগ আছে ওই আয়ুষ, ওটা কি ওটার কি ওই অ্যানসিয়েন্টের যে নামগুলো ওই বেসিসেই ঠিক হয় না অন্য কোনো মেথড আছে যে ওটার উপরে বেস করে ওই ইন্ডিয়ান সিস্টেমের ক্যাটাগরিগুলো ঠিক হয়?
না, ক্যাটাগরি আয়ুষ যেটা হয়েছে, প্রত্যেকটা 6টা সিস্টেম আছে, সেই 6টা সিস্টেমের প্রথম লেটার দিয়ে আয়ুষ তৈরি হয়েছে।
হ্যাঁ, মানে ওই আয়ুষ মানে ওটা কি বেসিসে ওই ইয়েগুলো ঠিক করা হয়, মানে ক্যাটাগরিগুলো
জানা,
মানে ওই আয়ুষ যে সিস্টেমগুলো আছে।
হ্যাঁ, দাঁড়া দেখিয়ে দিচ্ছি। দেখো আয়ুষ এসছে এটা থেকে। এ হচ্ছে ফর আয়ুর্বেদা।
না স্যার, মানে আমি বলছি যে প্ল্যান্ট গুলোকে মানে এই মানে ওই কোন প্ল্যান্ট গুলোকে তো আয়ুর্বেদা বা সিদ্ধা এগুলোর উপরে ভেতরে রাখা হয়।
হ্যাঁ, এই তো এই আয়ুর্বেদের মধ্যে হচ্ছে 2559টা প্ল্যান্টস আছে, তাদের বোটানিক্যাল নেম আছে, প্রত্যেকটারই আলাদা আলাদা নাম আছে।
হ্যাঁ, তো ওই প্ল্যান্ট গুলোর কি স্পেসিফিক কোনো ক্যারেক্টারিস্টিক্স আছে যার বেসিসে ওগুলোকে আয়ুর্বেদাতে রাখা হয় বা যার বেসিসে ওগুলোকে সিদ্ধাতে রাখা হয়?
এটা হচ্ছে আয়ুর্বেদেতে, আয়ুর্বেদ যে সমস্ত আয়ুর্বেদ যে বইগুলো যেগুলো রয়েছে তার মধ্যে যে সমস্ত প্ল্যান্টসগুলো নেওয়া হয়েছে, সেই প্ল্যান্টসগুলো কি আয়ুর্বেদের প্ল্যান্টস হচ্ছে আয়ুর্বেদিক লিটারেচার থেকে, অ্যানসিয়েন্ট লিটারেচার থেকে নেওয়া হয়েছে। সিদ্ধা লিটারেচার থেকে যে প্ল্যান্টসগুলো নেওয়া হয়েছে সেগুলো সিদ্ধার মধ্যে রাখা হয়েছে। তেমনি ইউনানি যে মেথড অফ ডিজিজ রয়েছে, ডিজিজ ট্রিটমেন্ট রয়েছে, তার মধ্যে এতগুলো প্ল্যান্টস রয়েছে, প্রায় 1049টা বোটানিক্যাল নেম আছে। হোমিওপ্যাথিতে হচ্ছে জানা 460টা বোটানিক্যাল নেম আছে। আর ফোকলোরে হচ্ছে সব থেকে বেশি 6403টে প্ল্যান্ট আছে। এটা ফোক মেডিসিন হচ্ছে ইন্ডিয়ায় সব থেকে বেশি মানে প্ল্যান্টস রয়েছে এর মধ্যে। আর সোয়াগরিজে হচ্ছে তিবেতিয়ান অরিজিন, যেটাতে হচ্ছে 671টা বোটানিক্যাল নেম আছে। এই কটা সব কটা নিয়ে হচ্ছে আয়ুষ। এই আয়ুষ, সেই আয়ুষ আবার হচ্ছে কি, আয়ুষ এই যেটা হয়েছে এটা হচ্ছে যে মিনিস্ট্রি অফ আয়ুষ ফর্মড হয়েছিল 2014, এবং তারপরে হচ্ছে এর আগে নাম ছিল হচ্ছে ISM&H, প্রিভিয়াসলি নোন, আয়ুষের প্রিভিয়াস নাম ছিল ডিপার্টমেন্ট অফ ইন্ডিয়ান মেডিসিন অ্যান্ড হোমিওপ্যাথি, এটি ছিল, সেটা 1995-এ এস্টাবলিশ হয়েছিল। এবং সেটা প্রথমে হচ্ছে 2000, আয়ুষ নামটা হয়েছিল 2003-এ, তারপরে সেটা আবার রিভাইজড হচ্ছে, মিনিস্ট্রি অফ আয়ুষে চলে গেছে 2014। এটাই।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে, থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার।
এ হচ্ছে আয়ুর্বেদ, যোগা হচ্ছে ওয়াই, ইউনানি হচ্ছে ইউ, সিদ্ধা হচ্ছে এস, আর হোমিওপ্যাথি হচ্ছে এইচ। এইটা নিয়ে আয়ুষ তৈরি হয়েছে।
ওকে ওকে, থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার।
ঠিক আছে
স্যার, বলছিলাম এই নামগুলোর মধ্যে কি কোনো ওভারল্যাপ আছে?
না, নামগুলোর মধ্যে ওভারল্যাপ নেই, সব আলাদা আলাদা প্ল্যান্টস আছে, ওর লিস্ট আছে সব।
Okay, any more question? Any participants? Okay, I think there is no more question. So thank you sir, thank you so much. That was truly enlightening for addressing those questions with such depth. Now moving forward,